This is Fight Against Crime number 15. Kind of reminds me of an EC Comics kind of a style, the way they got this title up here at top. This is one of these comics that was used in the Parade of Pleasure. It was like a similar to Seduction of the Innocent, an anti-comic book. Psychiatrist blaming comic books for juvenile delinquency, etc. You notice that the whole edge of this comic is ripped off, like a dog took a bite out of it or something. But that's funny. They got a religious ad in here. That's kind of weird. Maybe they're reaching out to the crazy folks who read these comics, according to them. She was a cop's wife, and she'd been killed brutally and horribly murdered. All over town, suspects were being brought in, and the police were determined to get the killer. That's pretty cool artwork there. A pack of cigarettes. I hadn't read this one yet, so I'm guessing maybe this one was in the Parade of Pleasure due to the fact that they have a picture of the woman with a knife sticking out of her ribs. They may have considered that too intense for comic books. A crime lab like CSI. Back in the 50s, they were probably a little bit more primitive than they are now, I guess. Police interrogation, illegal beating. Well, this is actually a realistic portrait. Police often beat confessions out of innocent subjects, unfortunately. Of course, this is a comic book. It's probably going to have some kind of twist ending, I'm sure. The guy's probably innocent. Oh, I knew it. This cop set the other guy up, right? course that kills Susan. It had to. I think that's why this is one that, in that Parade of Pleasure book, because that was politically incorrect back in these days. They didn't portray police officers as being crooked in TVs and movies. The cops were always the good guys. So they're portraying a cop as a murderer. That probably didn't sit too well with the establishment. Here's a startling tale of murder and greed that will keep you frozen in your seats. It's a shock-filled saga with one main ingredient: blackmail. Pretty cool. I like these big splash panels. They got a woman being strangled here. Well, you notice in these comic books they always have an attractive woman getting murdered. They never have a big fat ugly cow getting murdered, I guess. No one would be interested. It kind of reminds me of some of the Italian films. I forgot what they're called. Something with a G. They always had these films with murder involving attractive women, like models or fashion models and beauty contestants, stuff like that. That was a common theme. Now this guy's blackmailing these girls. Another girl committed suicide. Murder. And this guy's a real douchebag, isn't he? The mixed up coffins. Most of these stories usually suck. The written word stories. In comic books, that is. 2 pages? That's the standard thing. I've mentioned that in many of my videos of comic books. Due to some kind of postal regulations, they had to have at least 2 written pages like this in order to qualify for certain rates. That's why they put them in here. It was a quick whirlwind romance and a lovely wedding. 4 weeks after they met, Bill Collins and Laura Baxter became husband and wife. They said their vows to keep each other for better or for worse until death do us part. Another one of those famous long panels here. See, every story here's got a dead woman. Reversible aisle seat covers. That's the kind like Al Pacino had in Scarface. In his Cadillac. He picked up Michelle Pfeiffer.